That's all right, it happens.
I've known him for years. I've known him for freaking years.
It happens to all of us.
I've known him for years.
He's old. You have to forgive him. Nice to see everybody. Give yourselves a huge round of applause for coming out during this time. Dude, that's not a huge round of applause. Everybody, seriously. Are you happy to be here? I'm freaking thrilled to be here. Oh, I miss comedy. Here we are in Milton, Delaware. I have to be honest with you guys, okay? You might not believe me when I tell you this, but before COVID hit, I really looked good in this shirt. I'm telling you. I did. I looked awesome in this shirt. And now, to get into this shirt, I'm wearing a freaking girdle. It's not a girdle, it's a t-shirt. But the thing is made, it's so freaking tight. It's so tight. Look at that. It's tight, and then look, they put like little ripped abs on there. Like you're gonna believe I got ripped abs. The only reason I can get into this shirt is because I put this shirt on. Raise your hand if some of your clothes don't fit right now. Go ahead, yeah, quite a few people, our clothes do not fit. I had to learn how to speak the local language. Why am I saying that? They speak a version of English in Philadelphia, right? But the problem is, if you're from out of town, you just think everybody's angry and pissed off all the time. But they're not. That's just how they talk, right? I will interpret for you. What the hell is this shit? Actually means, hey, what are you guys watching? What the fuck do I look like? Means I don't have the answers to the questions that you're asking me right now. If you want to say I love you in Philly, it's you're a real pain in the ass. You know that? But you're my pain in the ass. Get out of here, huh? Now I do a lot of hunting and fishing and camping, right? And every time I tell somebody from Philadelphia that I'm going camping, I get the same exact response, whether it's a man or a woman. Like, hey, I'm going camping this weekend. What, with like a tent and shit? You know, they say it might rain, right? Yeah, that's why I'm bringing the tent and shit. Have you guys noticed that and shit will take the gay out of whatever it is that you're saying? Right? Like if I wanted to compliment you on your blouse, that sounds gay, but if I said, yeah, that's a nice blouse and shit, right? Took the gay right out of it. You know what thing I love about Philadelphia though is how it's a very conversational town. It's not a shy town. People will talk to you wherever you go, and I will give you a good traveling mechanism for fitting in Philly. Here's one you can take with you. If you want to start a conversation with anybody in Philly, use this sentence, all right? Let's say you're at the grocery store. You nudge the person behind you, you point to the person in front of you, and you say, look at this fucking guy. Doesn't matter what the guy's doing either. The guy, yeah, look at this fucking guy, right? Guy could be just buying apples. Look at this many apples. Look at this freaking guy with all the apples. You're in the wrong lane, buddy. And now my car is starting to talk like this. It is, because artificial intelligence, like things like your computers and your phone and Alexa and all that stuff, they're learning. And so now I'm driving places, and if I miss the turn, my GPS is like, oh, Jesus Christ. Are you fucking kidding me? Look at this guy. Turn around, asshole. I like it. It's very comforting. You know? I just got my DNA done. Anybody do the DNA thing? Nobody? Yeah? Okay. I sent my DNA away and found out that I am 50% hippie on my mom's side, 50% redneck on my dad's side. So what that means is I'm a little bit sensitive, you know? Yeah, I care, but I'm also kind of an asshole, you know? Right? Yeah. Like, I'm a Democrat, but I look like I voted for Trump, you know? I work with retarded kids. I help retarded kids, but then I call them retarded. Like, what's that all about? As soon as the bus pulls away, I'm making fun of them. You know? I have a chainsaw and a pickup truck, but I'm probably wearing sandals while I'm doing both of those things. Just west of Philly, off of Route 202, we call 202 the Amish-Dixon line, because once you pass it on your way to Lancaster, that's where you start to see buggies, right? And my wife has developed this like fetish for, it's not a fetish because she doesn't want to hump them, but it's not a cultural interest either, because she just freaks out over Amish people. It's like, you know, when we go over toward Lancaster, every time without fail, she's like, oh, I hope we see some Amish people. You think we'll see some Amish people? I'm like, yeah, we're going to Lancaster. We're going to see buggies, you know? She's like, oh, I hope so. I want to see some Amish people. I'm going to try talking to some of them this time. So this really happened. We're driving out to Lancaster, and there's a broken buggy on the side of the road. Like, it's not broken down. There's no engine to break down, but they have a broken wagon wheel, right? A buggy wheel. Wagon wheel, buggy wheel. Anyway, and they're off to the side of the road, and there's like 3 men fixing the tire, and there's like 4 Amish women just standing off to the side because they don't participate in such things, right? And my wife's like, oh, pull over! Pull over! And I'm like, well, you want to help them? No, shh. I want to get close. I want to try and get some pictures with them. And I'm like, well, maybe we should shut up, be quiet. The window's down, you're going to scare them. Like, they're humans. You know, maybe we should offer, shh, be quiet. You're going to scare them with your angry voice and your big old mustache. I had a mustache. I'm like, well, I don't know what to do here. She's like, just be quiet and hand me that box of Triscuits. I'm going to try and feed them. You notice the terminology. She didn't say I'm going to offer them a snack. She said I'm going to feed them. And I'm picturing in my head that she's going to like get out of the car and be like, you know? But she didn't, right? I was all worried. She walks right up to them. They take the Triscuits, and the egg is on my face because they ended up giving me a huge discount on 2 Adirondack chairs. So there you go. Yeah. My wife was right. They were hungry. So I'm happily married. You can applaud that. Like, that's not easy. Yeah, 15 years. My wife is miserable, but I am happily married. I don't know what her freaking problem is. I'm having a great time over here. So yeah. I will tell you this about my wife. She is a nudge. Do you guys know what a nudge is? Right? Somebody that, okay, if my wife were a dinosaur, she would be a Magosaurus Rex. We went to the Grand Canyon a few years ago, found out that her American Indian name is Points with Many Fingers. Yeah, and then not too recently we went to Jerusalem, found out her Yiddish name is Hymenyenta, which means she who sucks the joy out of all fun things. If she were a superhero, she would be the Reminder. The Reminder. Now, you guys are all familiar with the superhero movies. Superhero movies have become really popular, right? There's always a moment in a superhero movie where we find out how the superhero got their powers, right? It's always a flashback to when the young child was endowed with those powers or given the magic suit or whatever, right? Okay, so I'm pretty sure this is how my wife got her suit in the first place to be the Reminder, okay? She's Albanian Orthodox, which is very similar to Greek or Russian Orthodox, okay? You guys are a little familiar with that? A lot of old ladies in babushkas walking around the back of the church, you know? After church, a lot of these old ladies, everybody's wearing black, you know? So picture my wife. I know you know what she looks like. She's blonde and she's got big tits, all right? So, she does. So, picture my wife, 4 or 5 years old, at the back of the church during coffee hour after services. Okay? Everybody, gather around. No, just the women. Gather around. Malika, come here. Over here. Form a semicircle around young Stephanie. The nag gene is strong in this one. She will go forth into this world, and she will remind many people of the things that need remembering. But not the important things like good car insurance and low interest rates. No. The insignificant and mundane shall not be forgotten. She will remind many people of the teeth that need to be brushed, the laces that need to be tied, the windows that need to be closed, the beds that need to be made, the milk. God damn it! The milk that needs to go back into the refrigerator! Because if it just sits on the counter, it will go bad! Don't they know that? Don't they know the milk will go bad? And she will be known as the reminder. Now and forever unto ages of ages. Thank you. And then they put their cigarettes out on the back of her neck in the shape of an R. So that we would know who she was. Flash forward 25 years, without even knowing it, she marries her arch nemesis, General Disregard. She's got ESP. She can tell when I'm sitting down in another room in the house. I'm serious. Yeah, it's true. If I sit down, I could be on the other side of the house, and as soon as I sit down, Tom? Yeah, hon. Are you sitting down? Oh, God. Yeah, I was just gonna relax for a couple minutes. That's what I thought. Listen, since you're not doing anything, can you go outside and paint the house? The only time she ever gives me a break, honestly, is when I'm eating a bowl of cereal. That's the only time she ever leaves me alone, because nobody interrupts a bowl of cereal. Nobody. Everybody knows that you have a limited crunchy window, right? Cereal is up to like $18 a box now or something, I don't know. So nobody, it's like sacred. Cereal is sacred. And it's the only time she leaves me alone. So I was up to 16 bowls a day before she caught on to what I was doing. Why does all the Raisin Bran keep disappearing? And why are you always on the toilet? Are you sitting down in there? So I didn't realize how much I cursed. But I'm on job sites all the time, and I don't know if you guys know this, there is no human resource presence on job sites, all right? It's freaking brutal, all right? You have to have thick skin on a job site. And then I'm in comedy clubs half the time in the evening. So between those two things, when they were young, I thought I was really doing a good job of not cursing around them. But you find out stuff at the oddest times, you know? So, this happened. 3 and 5. They were 3 years old and 5 years old. I'm taking them for a walk in Ridley Creek State Park, this beautiful place by where we live. And we're walking down this path, and I got my 3-year-old in one hand, I got my 5-year-old in the other hand. It's beautiful out. You can hear the creek that runs right next to the path. You can hear the wind going through the trees. You can hear the birds. It is and there's just a few wispy clouds, right? And I'm like in heaven, and I'm thinking, this is fatherhood, you know? Somebody should do an oil painting of me right now, because this is what it means to really be a good dad, right? I'm literally having this thought, and then this huge red-tailed hawk from out of nowhere swooped down about 10 feet from us to grab something, and when it did, they're huge. Red-tailed hawks are big. It scared the crap out of all three of us. And at the same time, we all jumped. My 5-year-old daughter goes, "What the fuck was that, Dad?" Reflex. It was a reflex. It wasn't, she didn't think about it. She was 5 and it was a reflex. That's me. I freaking did that. I did that. And I'm like, oh. So I guess we won't be doing that oil painting right now, really. So the other one, my other daughter, my younger one, she's precocious when it comes to being funny. Like, she's talented at making people, she was making people laugh when she could barely talk. So when she was like 3 years old, barely 3, she could talk in gibberish. And her and I, because I do improv and voices and stuff, we would have conversations in different languages of gibberish. And she could change languages, even though she didn't know what the language, she could just mimic me, right? So we'd be having a conversation in German, you know, you know, and she would answer me, you know? And if I switch to Japanese, she goes to Japanese. If I switch to French, she goes to French. It's an awesome party trick. People loved it. But it went bad on me. It did. It went way south on me. I didn't see this coming at all. Okay, so you know how high beds are nowadays, right? Beds aren't down here anymore. Beds are like this, all right? So our bed is like this high, and that's about how tall she was at the time. She's like barely 3, like I said. And she comes into my bedroom at 3:30 in the morning. And she's standing next to my bed, and I'm dead asleep, and I wake up to this. And I'm laying there thinking, holy shit, what's that? And then I look over and I see her, and my daughter is freaky when she sleeps. She sleeps with her eyes half open. You ever met anybody it's freaky, right? It's scary. So she's, I don't know if she's sleepwalking or what, but she's talking to me, she's whispering to me in gibberish, and then she makes it worse. She starts to laugh at herself. And it turns out I put this together late. She's whispering because she doesn't want to wake up on me, right? Thanks, right? And then she's doing gibberish, so she thinks she's hilarious. So this is what it turns into. Holy cow, I'm getting like I feel the goosebumps. Shit's getting weird. My wife's waking up. What's the matter, Tom? What's the matter? I'm like, Vivian is trying. I think Vivian wants to get into bed with us. Well, let her in the bed. I ain't letting her in the freaking bed. I think she might have a knife. And I'm a good dad, but I'm not getting stabbed by no toddler. Okay, so then flash forward another year or two, she's 4. And I got 3 kids in the back seat of my pickup truck when we're driving home one night. And they're insulting each other like little kids do, you know? I'm gonna fart in your face, man. Oh yeah, well I'm gonna poop on your head, you know? Like little kid insults. And then my 4-year-old throws this one. Oh yeah, well I'm gonna pee in your butt kitchen. And I'm driving, going, that's genius. Holy cow. She didn't even say a bad word. She just strung 3 random words together that make a perfect insult. I don't know, let's put it this way, I'm not sure where my butt kitchen is. I have an idea, but I know I don't want anybody peeing in it. Why does it sound like that hurts, too? It would hurt to get your butt kitchen peed in, right? And then at the time, she was 4 and she was going to Catholic school. So I couldn't tell her how hilarious it was. I wanted to tell her, like, dude, that's freaking comedy gold right there. I'm gonna get 5 minutes out of this minimum. Yeah. She's like one of my writers, you know? But I can't have her going to school the next day and telling some nun that she's gonna pee in her butt kitchen. You know what I mean? And my wife did natural childbirth to when she had both girls. So she was just like, in my opinion, like it was really cool. But you have to take a class. The couple takes a class for the whole pregnancy because the mother has to learn how to breathe, and the father has to learn how to not only breathe but also advocate for her when she's messed up, right? Anyway, so during class, she started running out of stuff to teach us. And one night, she put on a video, and it was about women having orgasms during natural childbirth. It was called a birthing orgasm. It's a true thing. Yeah, it's really like something that happens. You could Google it or YouTube it. Not now, sir. Just wait until the show is over. But yeah, it's a real thing, and it's because they're not numb from the waist down. But the whole time I'm watching it, I'm a little creeped out because I'm like, I don't want to be watching this with these other couples. But the whole time I'm watching it, I can't stop thinking, what do you tell this kid? 10 years down the road, when he's asking about his birthing experience, because all kids ask, hey, what was it like when I was born? What do you tell a kid? Well, son, you came right after your mother did. I was going to pass out the cigars, but your mother was already having a cigarette. Now you know why your name starts with G, Georgie Boy. So that's about my time. You guys have been wonderful tonight. This has been really, really a nice experience for me. Thank you. Thanks for coming out.
Fixing stuff in a serious way, but not so serious guy.